Hey, traders, happy Sunday. Where, in an hour 52 minutes, the weekly candle will close like it always does at that time. And just here to look at any sort of development that has occurred on this market this weekend. It was off yesterday, so not much movement at all. Right, and all I could talk about on the daily would be Bitcoin flirting with this candle low close from February 28th. Still right around it. I mean, just, I don't know, hour and a half ago, you were below it. Now you're climbing back above it. Another thing would be the 200-day moving average, this red line you see on your screen. You fell below it on Friday. You back tested it as resistance yesterday and now today. Also another thing that it's imminent, right? I don't think, even if we sell off more, it's gonna happen, but it's a lagging indicator, of course. But we got ourselves that golden cross that everyone talks about, everyone loves, right? In the next few days, it's going to happen. If Bitcoin was to rally, it would happen sooner rather than later, since the moving averages lag and follow the price. So it's coming though. I mean, the 50 moving average is at 45,432 and the 200-day moving average 45,880. So it's coming, man. Last time we had an actual real golden cross, you have to go all the way back to the date of May 21st, not too long after the COVID crash and a decent recovery. That was your last golden cross. And from there, you could clearly understand where Bitcoin went. Not saying at all that's what would happen. That's not what happens with golden crosses all the time, but it's certainly something that must happen if you want a long sustained trend. It's just a natural occurrence. And then, you want your price action to be above all the moving averages. Everything kind of works out. So I don't really think things look too bad right now. But there's not really an edge at all. Nothing's implying a continuation right now in Bitcoin. It's just flirting with some pretty real levels. I mean, it's one real level that goes back to February 28th. And if you don't hold it, then yeah, I mean, you'd think 42K would be the next target, right, on the way down if it kept selling. But okay, that's your daily. And then we look at the 4-hour. Doesn't really look that good. I mean, a lower high established from the previous high and no edge. Nothing really implying, I mean, you could say this was bullish divergence. Yeah, from the low to the lower levels, negative momentum theorem was showing that too. But okay, so it reversed and no bids, very little bids, right? It manifested into potentially a lower high than the previous local high. So really not that great. Yeah, that's kind of it. I don't know if anything's actionable on Bitcoin right now for an amazing long that's showing all these reasons why we should go long on Bitcoin. I don't know if that's really here right now. Okay. And there's, a lot of the altcoins look very similar, not identical locally to Bitcoin. And so not that much opportunity on them either, because there could be more downside, maybe not even much more, but so we'll go to the weekly real quick. That is going to be not a good close, right? In an hour and 48 minutes, you got a weekly bearish engulfing candle that is upon us. There it is. Gross. I don't like bearish engulfing candles. We've had them before, right? Bearish engulfing candle happened May 10th on the weekly, but then you had a bearish engulfing candle that happened February 22nd, right? It's not a good candle. And the thing is, look where you are. There's this local candle low close, that bearish engulfing candle's closed February 22nd that you're right at. So on the 4-hour on the daily and the weekly, it had the same candle close. It's really important because if you don't hold that, I mean, chances are you're going to, on the weekly, you could be going to test 39,000. That's the next level that makes any sense, right? I mean, where traders settled up their highest points, June 7th and January 4th. So hopefully this holds. I mean, there are some assets that are actually doing some incredible things. It doesn't look like the altcoins are done at all. Like the cycle's not done. The cycle, I mean, is really in a lot of ways just begun on some of the altcoins, the way it looks, and based on the shallow retraces we've received, where some of them have gone insane, right? But then a lot haven't really even begun to take off. So that's why you'd have maybe a little optimism, but again, Bitcoin runs the show. The altcoins just follow. So I just don't see how, if Bitcoin kept dumping, how any altcoins could perform well, except maybe a few anomalous coins, right? Like Hex and whatever, Sol, and Okay, so that's your weekly, your daily, your 4 hour, and why not the monthly? Just take a gander. Holy crap, nothing burger on the monthly, no big deal. Look at log scale. It's hilarious, man. It's like, we dumped. Did we dump really? We dumped on El Salvador news on this month, really? I can't tell. That's what happens when you look at log scale. It takes out so much noise, and everything is perceived with percentage changes, not price changes. And it's really just not a big deal, man. Not a big deal at all. Like, you give it 10 more months and and then you take away the, down here, the time, and good luck trying to find where that El Salvador news happened, right? Because it's just going to be nothing. Okay. The El Salvador news-driven catalyst sell-off, right? The sell the news event. So that's what I'm talking about. All right. So there's your monthly. It was pretty quick. Let's go to Ethereum. Second largest crypto ever, up 2.6% today. And, I just painted it. Really should just use a horizontal ray tool, not a line, because the ray is like, all right, clearly, locally, 33.29 is real, right? Manufactured August 14th, tested the 16th, August 23rd. Right, you broke that. You're trying to back test it as support. It's all we have. We don't have anything else. You understand, right? So we have to regard and respect and look at the local highs, right, from just last month. Look left. Historically, the only other times in history we've been at these prices, it's been a straight up, straight down situation. So I think it's great if Ethereum can hold 33.29. It's attempting to regard it as support right now, but there's just no way it's going to hold if Bitcoin keeps dumping. So it's all about prayers for Bitcoin. But it was really nice. I mean, this was much nicer looking and more discernible on the 4 hour than Bitcoin, with that really nice bullish divergence developed yesterday on a Saturday. Right, pretty much on both oscillators. I really like on the 4 hour. Man, this is like Scott Carney stuff. It's not a harmonic per se, but it's like a bad action magnet move confirmation if you read about it in his books. Or an asset will get oversold, it'll rally, get out of oversold territory, then it'll come back and it'll become oversold again, but barely. And it's best if it's diverging, and it was. And you got just barely oversold. Sellers were exhausted, and then a rally, and you broke a little supply line here, so it's like some sort of dragon. I mean, you got the head, the foot, the hump, the second foot, the spine. You broke out. You're working on the tail now. So I mean, and this could turn into some sort of other harmonic, or like a formal harmonic, right? Where, we could use the wick low, sure. I mean, then it'd be a bat, or whatever. Then this an 88% retrace. Then the target eventually, if this was going to play out, would take you all the way to 39.09 again. The dragon. A dragon is just a premature harmonic. It's a harmonic that the C to you're trading and you're playing the C to D wave on a supply line breakout, right on the second low. And on the second low, the strongest dragons, I think, are ones that are either higher lows with convergence or slightly lower lows with bullish divergence. You got that on this one, and you're trying to get back above that 200 moving average. You broke it, and now you're just pulling back. Everything is on Bitcoin. So there could be more upside if this plays out. Bitcoin can just hold on. A lot of coins, you look at the BTC pairs, they're looking really interesting. Like, dang, man, some of the charts are implying that altcoins might continue to outperform Bitcoin. Do you believe it? So, hope you all had a wonderful weekend. Recharge the batteries, getting ready for the new week at hand, where Ethereum has reacted, near the pattern completion zone of a bear shark pattern. And we know what happens to bear sharks in bullish trends. Look no further than the smaller fractal that happened back in February, March, all the way, late March, okay? What'd you do? Bearish cipher shark, ended up being a shark in the end with the 88% retrace. It's almost like, holy crap. So think about it. 886 is right there. You didn't quite get there. You were so freaking close. How close were you, man? You probably 86%, all right? And then we got Ethereum, this much larger, same picture that almost got to the 886, but it didn't. It was 85, 86%. Dang, man. Okay, so what happened historically with the smaller structure, it lost 61.8% of its value, maybe a little more, from the low to the high. Yeah, it hit the 618, bullish 50, bullish 6180, and then it continued on. So I wonder if that's going on now. Don't think you got very close to 50% retrace. You only made it like 45%. And we just go from the lowest low to the highest high here. Yeah, I mean, the 50% retrace was 2840. If this thing was gonna do the identical thing that Ethereum did down here, then it would actually be, it would fall to like 2600, 2588. I don't know if that's gonna happen. It would definitely happen if Bitcoin keeps selling off. So you can't rule it out. Bitcoin's not really implying anything bullish right now, unfortunately. It's just not. So, and that weekly bearish and golden candle, you could get some follow the price action next week if it's real, you know. Is this thing on? Am I even live right now? I think so. You never know on my side. So okay, so you got maybe a dragon. It'll play out if Bitcoin rallies, but Bitcoin's not really implying that there's a rally. Let's go to the daily on this one. Daily is really interesting. I mean, like, dude, if you started pivoting here for real on Ethereum, you could definitely make the argument that there's hidden bullish divergence going on, right? The low, the higher low somehow. Yeah, a higher low with higher levels of negative momentum, lower levels of relative strength, both oscillators. If we caught a pivot here, which you're trying to, if we caught a pivot here, then there would be that argument. And you could say impending price action continuation implied. It's just too early. It's just, there's not enough data. The histogram wicks are not waning. Maybe on this one, it's starting to wane, but that's just not good enough. That's not enough data to really know. We need like 4 or 5 consecutive histogram wicks that are, lower than the previous one, where it's like an island, right? You get its waning momentum. You need lots of waning momentum. You don't have any. It's just like, it's just begun to change color, but that's just not good enough. Okay, so it's all on Bitcoin, always is, but dang man, it's a real argument, a potential argument. Okay, it's something to keep your eye on. The daily candle close, right? Back August 26th was 3,090, and the candle low close was 3,209 this time. So higher low. All right. Double fibs there. So we're Ethereum, dude. Ethereum is better looking than Bitcoin technically, hands down. Undeniable. There's no way you can argue that somehow Bitcoin's chart looks better than Ethereum's. This has been the case. This is not new information. All you have to do is look at the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart. I'll set you free there. One that is in an uptrend. It's been in an uptrend. Higher highs, higher lows since freaking March of 2020, man. That's a long-term uptrend. And what's happened recently is you broke that major zone of inflection, where we know the price action history is straight up, straight down, okay? And you're just like, in the middle, but nearing the high end of it, I guess. And it created, right, a beautiful W shape at the 886. What did it do? It reacted. But it's outperforming Bitcoin, so it's just making higher lows. And it's on the daily. God, the moving averages are insane. It's wild. Bouncing off the 20 moving average. It's so bullish. So no matter what happens to Bitcoin, This just means like, so Bitcoin dumps, man, and we're screwed, right? Bitcoin's screwed and we go to much lower prices, go to 42K. That means that Ethereum will sell off too, bad. But it won't be as bad as Bitcoin sell off. It will lose less value, most likely, than Bitcoin, according to this chart. All right. There we go. Broke the supply line. Nice consolidation. Reacted. Higher lows. Just make a higher low than 6.5 million sats. All will be well. And it'll eventually run to 8.5 million. And if it ever breaks 8.5 million, you have to understand what will most likely occur is it will appreciate in value, or it will outperform Bitcoin 32% upside above 8.5 million sats. Because this is straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. That's what we're looking for. All right. That's your Bitcoin, that's your Ethereum analysis. I guess we can go to Cardano. Cardano, the third largest crypto that is still above its old all-time high. Can you believe it? It did it, man. It's holding, and it could be developing hidden bullish divergence. What? No way. I don't believe it. Bullish engulfing candle confirmed yesterday. The bullish engulfing candle confirmed the right prices above the old high. That's really, really strong stuff. But, you know, okay, you attempt to rally here, you could make a lower high or a slightly higher high, and then it could be a major M shape in development, right? Okay, so let's see, you know, the bullish engulfing candle is not invalidated until we get a daily candle close below the open at 238. And that, so it's just like, dang man, almost actionable, because it is pretty simple in ways to strategize your stops. But again, I don't know the way Bitcoin is, how this thing's gonna perform above its old levels. It's really good, man. All right, that's going on. And even locally, if you were just trying to be like, okay, from this low to this higher low, it doesn't matter. No matter what way you look at it on the daily, on the oscillators, one way or another, it's implying a continuation here, but that hasn't really played out yet, but a nice engulfing candle. All right, anyways, that's your Cardano, and then we can go to Binance Coin, your your fourth largest? No, your fifth largest, because now Tether is the fourth largest market cap from that sell-off. So this one's still a longer term target of 600 to 637 eventually. And what a nice reversal it saw at the high to low 618, not once but twice. It sold off, and now it's testing the 200-day simple moving average for the first time since August 4th. Holding it. Now what does this asset need to do? It's butting up and it's tested for a couple days now, the June 2nd high. Right, very real inflection point, also April 18th low. So if we can re-break that, I think you could easily get right back up to where you were at $500. Then it's going to be, hey, can it break its own old or its new local high? If anything, I mean, like if you hold here and you start rallying and you start losing more negative momentum, the argument for hidden bullish divergence would occur here too. But it's just a little too early. I do like it above the 200 simple moving average. Really nice. Also, let's take a look at total. Why not? Over here. Reacted to the 886. Beautiful. Textbook. Bearish shark. My God. And reacted and just hanging out above $2 trillion. Looks freaking better than Bitcoin. I mean, in ways, it does look somewhat better than Bitcoin. Wow, man. Wow. Holy crap. So total. I like totals below the inflection point. So look at that, man. What was it? On the 9th and the 10th of this month. A few days ago, you tested that old candle high close as a resistance. So a 50% pullback or a bullish 5-0 would occur. I think it's around the 200-day moving average. From the low to the high. Yeah, 50% retrace literally lines up with the high point of that inflection zone back in February. So if you wanted a truest true of pattern completion zone of a bullish 5-0, that would need to be tested. I always hope, you know, that the market conditions are too bullish and there's too much demand, so the asset cannot be pushed down to that level before you see a reaction there that could take you to all-time highs. Or it could just be more like runs up and then, you know, this type of stuff where it's like reaction and then reversal. This would obviously be like trade setup stuff if you could ever get that, you know, reaction, reversal, like a double bottom at the inflection point at the PCZ of the bullish 5-0, you know. But yeah, it was too early. But it got really close, man. We're talking, what was it? You were only 3% off hitting the pattern completion zone of the 5-0, so that's pretty cool. So yeah, looking strong, and this is because of altcoins, because altcoins are just, a lot of them are outperforming Bitcoin right now, so. Wow, dude. Is this it for me? I think this is it, man. I think it might be done, dude. So, Bitcoin dominance almost hit 100% retrace. We talked about that idea that maybe the 113% retrace could get hit, which is like 38.5%, which is slightly lower than a critical support from May of 2018. Okay. What happened, man? Oh man, demoralization just keeps coming, dude. I can't shake it. All right, so I guess we can look at notable gainers now, since literally whatever. So Tron. Tron, beautiful, back tested 8.4 cents as a support. It was a major resistance from history multiple times. So what was once a resistance became a support and launching, and it doesn't, I mean, based on support resistance, there's nothing until 13.7 cents at all on the daily. April 5th. That high. So you're in wide open space. It's straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. So why not straight up again? Very real possibility. All goes up 15, 16%. Wow. Bullish engulfing candle in development at all-time highs. God, man, this thing's beautiful. I mean, targets on this. High to low. I mean, you think the 1618 is 255. Why would you not test that? You probably would. Break 255, easy $3. Psychological resistance, right? The zeros and the fives. Yeah, $3 after 255. So, wow, price discovery. Well, dang, man, not even price making. Could you consider that with that high on Algo at 343? That'd probably be the target, I guess, eventually. It's crazy. Yeah, then you have Tezos that is beautiful, man. I mean, it was the one. It was one of the ones. It was just so good. There are a lot of assets that look just like Tezos that have not played out, have not performed this well. They're still just hanging around, like the 23% retrace from the high to low. This one's right at, it's tested today. That candle high close from April 16th makes sense. And the wick high from April 10th. So eventually $8 again, all-time high 841. You break that $10. This is beautiful. Yeah, hidden bullish divergence somehow on the daily. God, bullish engulfing and continuation.
Kurt B super chatted $49.99. Lincoln Sushi.
What's up, Kurt, man? Thanks, dude. Sure. Okay, so that's notable gainer. Dot's also awesome looking, dude. This was, I think, pinged patrons on this a couple couple days ago. It held. Candle close was never below the inflection zone. Just gotta extend this out now. Target is $40. That's not changed. Anytime we look at this asset, we talk about $27.50. Above that, it's $40. So if all stayed the same in 1 hour 27 minutes, this will be the highest daily candle close since May 18th, multi-month highs. I will see you at $40 eventually on dot. Nice stuff. Look at that 200-day moving average holding as support for the first time since ever. You get that, right? The only, like the 200-day on this chart anyway, right? Wasn't, you know, there wasn't enough data for it to be created till March 5th, and now it was resistance a bunch of times, resistance in August, and now support. Dang. Okay, so $40, you break 40, you're going to 50. Wow, that'd be great, man. H-bar is another awesome one, dude. They did some really good stuff at inflection levels, right? I mean, you knew what could happen if you got above 25 cents, but really it was 30 cents. The 4 hour was so nice, man. Remember all the classic accumulation above the 200 moving average? You ran up, then Bitcoin dumped, and then it held the 200 again, held the 25 cent level, and then ran, and then what did it do? It broke back out, and then it back tested the level of inflection that was created initially March 17th. It became support, and you've been running, and the target has been 42 cents. It's really just like different highs here. 40 to 43 cents is that target area. Straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. So it could go straight up again. You're on the way. You're almost there. Not even overbought on the 4 hour. Wow. Very good. Yeah, and there are other gainers. There's a lot of gainers today. Those are like the big ones. So I guess we can just get to Kirk's request since they're the only ones, and they'll probably certainly be the only ones for the stream. I get it, man. Like, what am I even supposed to do now? I have no clue. It's like, this is like the worst it's been in maybe 2 years or something. Yeah, okay, so Chainlink held $25 to $27, and you know, it's trying to, it's like a dragon. It's like, you know, you got the supply line, you broke it, it's above the 200 moving average, there was bullish divergence, it was really convergence, high or low, and target's gonna be like $31. $31, a high from March 4th, March 11th, March 20th, 18th, whatever, highs from June 3rd, and you break $31, you get a $35 again, $36, right? So long-term up, I mean, it's in a nice uptrend, still making higher lows no matter what, locally even too. It's outperforming it looks better than Bitcoin. Yeah, that's right, it looks better than Bitcoin. A lot of these altcoins look better than Bitcoin because they're making higher lows than their previous lows from August 26th to August 30th. Bitcoin's at the lower levels it was at the same day. You get that? That means this is outperforming. More market participants own this asset than they did August 27th through 30th, where on Bitcoin, less market participants own that asset than they did August 26th to August 30th, okay? There's your link, dude. What else they're talking about on it? It's okay. I mean, yeah, I mean, that right there, it's like Ethereum. It's similar to Ethereum where on the daily you can clearly see the higher low developing, and a smidge, very real, like hidden bullish divergence right there. Barely, but it's there, right? I mean, that's it, dude. Continuing price action continuations being implied, at least on the RSI, on Link, right here. And trying to get back over that 200-day moving average today. Close right now, you would.
Mitch, happy Sunday, brother. Can we look at INTC on the weekly?
Sure, dude, if you want. Yep, absolutely. Cool. Thank you, man. Thank you. Okay, so with sushi, well, there's wow, look at that. Look at the confirmation line of that old double bottom being tested. Dang. I worry about this one a little bit just because it's like, dang, dude, it's X, A, B, C. You've already broken B. So you could go down to like 760, you know? But hey, if that confirmation line holds, right, the double bottom confirmation line from July 6th, that holds, hey, you're in good shape. To at least go test 1341 again. I don't know if you're going to break it because you tried not once but twice, confirmed that you weren't going to break it, and you had a lower high, so that was distribution going on. So don't know if this is quite at an actionable level, right? I'm just talking about worst case scenario. It happens all the time, right? You see these XABCs and then C to D. Anything below that B point is high probability of downside, but it's back above it. It's technically slightly back above it. So that'd be an awesome trade setup long, right? The double bottom played out perfectly. The measured move was hit, and that was it, right? And so if it runs up, makes another lower high, keeps selling off, man, you might get a wonderful opportunity at $7 eventually. Okay, but we'll see. Sushi, yeah, holding the July 7th high as support for now, and no edge, right, on the daily. This is a low, then a lower low with higher levels negative momentum, lower levels relative strength. That's bearish convergence right now. So, okay, I guess we'll just look at Intel, knock it out real quick. Pull Intel. Okay, this is Intel, confined within a range since 2017. You'd broken out several times, but normally every time you break out, something bad happens, like AMD takes away significant market share, bad earnings, whatever, semiconductor shortages. Okay, so it's back inside this multi-year range. And yeah, I mean, it does look like there's probably some bullish divergence developing here. But my issue kind of might be the fact that if you're in a range and normally it's straight up, straight down, this thing can bleed out eventually to $43 at the bottom. What is it that intrigues you about this chart? And so, this teal line here, 5484, is the old, this crazy level, right, from 2000? Maybe not. I don't know what the heck that is. Oh, it's a low point from 2000, April 2000. Okay. Yeah, and below that level, oof, straight up, straight down, right? That's kind of it from history, I think. Yeah, straight up, straight down. Dang, history
Happy
repeats
Sunday,
itself,
bro.
doesn't it?
Let's check everyone's Faf Solana dollar bills face.
What's up, Fong? Sure, dude. Thank you, man. Yeah, sure. Are you looking at it because you see something like a wedge or something? I don't know. It just made a lower low. There is maybe some divergence, you could argue, but it didn't get oversold. I don't know, man. I don't see anything that's like screaming low risk, high reward opportunity right now on Intel. I just don't see it, right? I don't. If you get back above $58, I'll like this asset, but that's not the case right now. It's testing 5484 as resistance as of Friday. Yeah, I'm not that interested in Intel, technically. Oh my god, dude. Are people just trolling, really? Like, Jesus Christ. Okay, nothing literally to look at all on Solana that exceeded the 4236 fib extension. And is reacting a little bit, pulling back some, down 3%, 3.22%. Still overbought, 75.5, but it was at 90 for a while. So yeah, it's really hot, and these are high risk areas for longs. Certainly no action to take at all up here. if you're talking about using traditional technical analysis to strategize stop losses and entries and all that, there's no pattern. It's a straight line up, right? No pattern, no structure, no divergence, high premium areas. This is just like, wow, let's look at it and stare. And it's like, oh, it's pretty. Wow, it's beautiful. It hit over $200. Hit almost $220 at its all-time high. So that's it. You know, I wish there was more I could do on this one, you know, because I know you just requested it and stuff, but it's kind of like Hex sometimes. Nothing to do but go straight up. Good Lord. It was the best of times. It was the certain worst of times, my God, for the streamer of traditional technical analysis. My God, dude. So that was the last request. So we can look at band now that is still certainly above a critical inflection point. What's up, Samir? Thanks, dude. Sure, Nokia. All right, that, you know, that's like a long-term, long trade, right? You just sit on that one, position trade. So band though, real quick. I mean, dude, anything above 750 to 762 is really bullish. Because eventually you'll run up to 1150 again, you test that, you break it, boom, 1476, 1583, break that, boom, $20. So nice. And you just look at, not the daily, you look at the monthly on this. Look at the monthly. I mean, I think we've seen this before, and it was on Ethereum, and it was like a year ago. Noise! A little more than a year ago now.
Hey Mitch, chin up bro. Can you check NZX New
whatever,
Zealand
my chin
Stock
does, doesn't
Exchange?
matter, dude. Okay.
Large engulfing candle last week but now lower high. Thanks.
Yeah, we'll look at it. Thanks, man. So yeah, just band, man, on the monthly. It's a technical high or low too. It's a double bottom potentially, but you have to understand the candle low close. The candle low close here, June 1st that month. It was, and you know, the open and close on the 1st of July, right, higher than you saw in October of 2020. That is a very, very real but subtle form of accumulation. Very quiet. You have to read it this way to understand, to know that, okay? And most people aren't going to do that, but it's there. Weekly, it probably looks a lot better, you know, a lot more candles. I mean, that, very interesting, man. I mean, potential upside's real on band, and it, you know, Bitcoin's gonna be bearish engulfing. This one's almost bearish engulfing, but dang, man, what a recovery this week when it hit the lowest point, 692. It's recovered since then, 31.5%. Dang, man. So I'm saying altcoins looking really interesting, a lot better than Bitcoin. I hate that though, because it's like they can all look so good, and it's not gonna matter because if Bitcoin rolls over, they're all gonna roll over too. But dang, man, it's just intriguing. I mean, the upside could be really high on this, but it might take 6 months, might take 3 months, you know, on a lot of these. Yeah, dumping with the macro, okay. I mean, whatever, down 1.35% on Friday. But this is Nokia on the weekly. This is incredible. We identified this like initially back in like around COVID crash levels, right? I mean, beautiful, bullish, Gartley, you know, that went to the 886, then in potential, then a real inverse head and shoulders, really bullish above 48 to $5. That's very real inflection point that goes back to 1995. The target eventually, I mean, you know, you are gonna have to deal with 660, but if you break 660, 866 again, you break 866, that's when it starts getting really interesting. 1160, then 1585 after that. This is a longer term thing. This is like holding and waiting, because it could do what Ford did, and that's like this. I mean, eventually, this is like a cyclical reversal signature right here, man. Why? What's the narrative? 5G? Yeah, 5G. 5G didn't exist during the crash, during these dumps, man, 2010, even in 2014. It wasn't real. So now it is. else get a pet dog, Shiba? Okay, so yeah, Nokia is good, but I mean, it could always come in back test $5 as support if things got real bad on the macro, right? If the S&P 500, Dow Jones, NASDAQ, they all pull back, Nokia's gonna pull back too. Probably gonna back test the supply line that it broke and just a few weeks ago, or July 6th, a couple months ago. Could back test that. If things get bad, it could go back test $5. It's never back tested $5 truly as support. I mean, it has. I guess it did the week of June 21st, but you could always get a more formal back test that's way more discernible, right, after a breakout. So, whatever. It's going to fall in the macro, but anything above $48 to $5 is bullish on Nokia. Yep. Below that, you probably don't want to mess with it. Yeah. But above it could be awesome. We've been here before. It is not looking too hot right now. I would not, I don't even know why I have 169 on there. I guess it's just that high from August of last year that you will be soon testing, and below that, look out, man. Jeez. It's had a really, really nice run. Yeah, below 169 is a fast 137, right? Because the only historical price action we have between 137 and 169 is straight up. So it could come straight down, and it wouldn't be that weird. No edge at all, really. No, I mean, good God, it's the most oversold it's been since March 23rd. It's been like since the COVID crash. It's ugly. It's been dumping since March and April. Distribution, right? One high and then a second high, confirmation high. There are less market participants that own this asset than before, and they can't push it higher. Okay, confirmations sell off. Got to find demand somewhere. I don't know if there's going to be much demand at 169. We'll see. Once that breaks, again, 137. So what a nice run it's had. But pullbacks occur in uptrends, So mild pullbacks. Or just think about it every time the asset, right? 2005, 2007, it sells off, loses 78% of its value, makes a higher low, goes again, right? 2008, 2009, loses 74% of its value before pivoting and running again, right? Then, like, from that low to the next high, or 2013, what did it do? It lost 61.8% of its value before it, rallied and then kind of confirmed the bottom there and then ran again. And now we're selling off again, and how deep is the retrace? It's pretty shallow, so there could be way more downside, right? It's only about to hit a 38% retrace, or it's right at it. So that's very moderate retrace. So, based on history, normally this thing goes down at least 618, so like 141, that lines up pretty well with, levels you could strategize, or there might be bids that would come in at 137. So that probably would be your target eventually. Okay. On the weekly anyway. But yeah, I get it. That double top there is so ugly. And when we did look at it, it had not hit this level yet, but look how it's getting violated. It's like no demand at the 1.618 of the butterfly. Or excuse me, this would be the crab pattern. No demand, man, no reaction, because no support at all. And you don't want to see a bullish pattern get violated like this, because that just shows you kind of what kind of conditions we're in that are not so bullish right now. Okay, so that is ugly up there. Especially, this is like this educational as F. Right? Anytime like finding a top, this is how tops happen. A lot of times they can happen this way. Huge run up, buying climax, sell off, attempted rally. The attempted rally is lower than the previous high, right? A lower high. Then you sell off again, and you create a double top after the previous high, right? So a lower high double top signifies confirmation that this thing's done. And look what happens afterwards. Okay, this happens over and over and over again. All markets, even crypto, right? So I mean, it's educational at least. Been live now 15 minutes. Feels like 10 years since I've been live. Oh my god. Okay, dude. I guess I'm just gonna end the stream. I don't even know anymore. This is like, what do I even do now with my life? I guess I'll just like talk about this one before I go. This is like what I did for patrons, remember? Okay, so going to OMG coin. This one's insane, dude. This one could be insane. Like, it just did something so crazy where like it back tested $7.71 to $8 as support. It bullishly engulfed yesterday. That's a signal, man. That's like a buying signal. When you hold levels that are, it's the most important support resistance that exists on this chart pretty much. Look at this. It was a low created back in August 2017. You got low December 2017, February 2018, April 2018. Those are all lows before. Look what happened. Oh my God. Look what it did when it tested those levels as support. It went berserk, man. It went up 100+% in value. And then one time it actually acted as resistance. It went inverse moon. It went to the ground. And so you've tested it once before as resistance again, just to make market participants had to make sure that that was real. Yeah, it was very, very real. Good. Gives me confidence in my conviction right now. And you did it again in May. May, you tested it as freaking resistance and you sold off and got wrecked, right? But something's different. Momentum has shifted. It's not bearish anymore. It's above that level. It's back testing that level as support, and it's engulfing on the daily, and it's not overbought. You get that, right? It's more so like what we're seeing from February and March 2018, more so than what we saw in February 2021 or May of this year, right? So the upside potential could be unreal, like doubling in value and stuff. So just pay attention to that. And it was, the Tezos did something similar, but it's way further off that inflection point than OMG. So if you wanted to have a strategized stop loss below 771 patrons, you couldn't settle for a 1123 target, which is definitely real and could act as a reversal. It's actually not that big of a deal looking left from history, but it's that high point from April of this year. So that would probably be, and even $13 too. Like, you think that makes the most sense as being the target. But if you wanted to enter on the engulfing candle, there's no way you could have had a stop loss below the inflection point and be able to take profit at $13, because it wouldn't have been 3 to 1. It'd been like more like 2 to 1. And we have to have 3 to 1 reward to risk, right? For it to be equitable for us. So we had to be way more aggressive on targeting, because we know what happens above $13. Oh my God. OMG. Straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, straight down. The target on this is 1846. If this is all going to play out, if this is all real, 1846 eventually. It might take a few weeks, might take over a month, but that's the eventual target on OMG. If this whole cycle is going to continue. My God, I've been making higher lows since June of 2020. Low, higher low, higher lows, higher lows. Accumulation, long-term uptrend, and eventually old levels could be visited again. All right, that's your OMG. Pay attention. Don't act like, oh, none of this matters. This is very important stuff. This is exactly what assets do before they go much, much higher. So if I deserve more subs, I'd have more subs, right? That's like the rule of the streamer. You deserve the audience you have. You deserve the viewers you get. You deserve the subs you have. It's based on what I've done. So, like, this is exactly where I should be, I guess, right? I don't deserve more than I have. All right? It's not how it works. Payback. Yeah, that's true, man. Who even cares though? Only a few people care. All right. I mean, I care obviously because it's traditional technical analysis being respected and stuff, but you know, whatever. Anyway, dude. Okay, cool. So probably just gonna private, or not private. I'm just gonna unlist this video too. I'm just doing that now. I don't know. It's like, hey man, if you didn't, I'm not getting SEO anyway, so I'll just unlist it. And so the people that watched, hey, thank you, and whatever. So I've been live about an hour. So enjoy the rest of your weekend. I'll be back. Till next time, respect the T. Hey.